Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to America, the only place on earth where I forget everything that goes on, and the only thing people aren't doing or mad about is what happened. So they're mad at something that happened. Nobody even knows the story anymore. They just woke up angry, grabbed a headline like a stress ball, and said, yeah, this feels correct. So don't debate facts. We debate feelings about headlines we didn't read. And somehow we're shocked. We're polarized. We're so polarized because complaining has replaced thinking. And it's not about solutions. It's about participation trophies for outrage. Every issue goes to the same 3 filters. It's about Trump. Can I call someone a Nazi? Can I be mad immediately? Well, welcome to TDS, Trump Derangement Syndrome, the only condition where half the country hears one name and instantly forgets how Congress works. Speaking of Congress, nobody knows the expressed or implied powers anymore. People just assume Congress can do everything, nothing, and somehow violate the Constitution before lunch. We live in a liberal democracy, which means everyone loves democracy until democracy votes wrong. Then suddenly it's, well, actually democracy is dangerous. And right on time, in 3 days, 3i Atlas makes its closest approach to Earth. 3 days, everything changes in 3 days, right? I mean, hell, that's about how long it took Gavin Newsom to rebrand himself as president from Independence Day. You know the guy, Bill Pullman, leather jacket, fighter jets, speech that makes you clap even if aliens aren't real. Now Gavin's back, bolder, slicker, hair somehow shinier, and the race for the midterms has officially begun. Kamala's cackling her way back into the spotlight. Joe Biden's back like a Jurassic Park sequel nobody asked for. And, I feel bad for Joe. I really do. Can you imagine getting that man dressed? Like, he comes out of the closet stumbling, arms half in his shirt, pant in one leg, finger hanging off of the other, looking like a T-Rex. Help! I can't scratch my balls! Help! Help! I can't scratch my balls! Thank you. That's not politics. That's assisted living with Secret Service. And now, Jasmine Crotch Rocket Crockett says she's taking on Ted Cruz and turning Texas blue. Good luck. Hey, fair's fair. If she's handing out names like Nazi, fascist, Hitler, Hot Wheels, she can handle a nickname too. Don't be mad. Meanwhile, outside, we've got googly-eyed ICE protesters yelling at buildings like drywall has a deportation policy. And nobody's listening. Everybody's labeling, and everyone swears they're the same one. Here's what we've got coming up tonight. First, headline news dive. The biggest stories of the week. Why they're upside down and why nobody seems capable of talking like an adult about them, including smart as a fox, dumb as a rock, where we prove intelligence is optional in modern society, and the quick flash lightning round, where I speed run reality like I fed up news anchor. Then the hump day social media roast, the dumbest trends, influencer meltdowns, and internet behavior. That should require a permit. After that, the turntable, music entertainment, pop culture, and industry nonsense. That somehow matters more than foreign policy. Then Wednesdays, what the flip? One united rant, one social frustration, no breaks, no mercy, and we'll close it all out with a great goodbye, where we recap the chaos and connect the dots, and try to leave you slightly more sane than when you arrived. So it feels like Earth, democracy, and common sense are all approaching their closest point at the same time. You're not crazy. You're just paying attention. Let's get into it. Next up, we got the headline news dive. Cue the music, Chris. We'll be right back. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and don't divide, everybody. It's all one here on the turn. Let's go. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back. If you're just joining us, don't worry. The world didn't calm down while you were gone. This is the headline news dive, where we take the biggest stories of the week and slow them down just enough to prove they're not satire. And just before we go, news dive. I can't believe that just happened. Damn, that was gnarly, bro. And if this already feels like a lot, hit subscribe now. And denial is easier when you're part of the group. So, Chris.
Yeah. Optimism expired overnight.
All right. So let's start with oil and escalation, because that's always where things get calm and reasonable. Former President Trump declares a naval blockade on Venezuelan oil tankers and labels the Maduro regime a terrorist entity. That's not campaign rhetoric. That's ships, trade routes, and market panic. Oil prices react immediately because they remember what blockades mean, and suddenly the Caribbean feels less like a vacation and more like a pressure cooker.
Oh, gas has PTSD. Sorry.
Earth's already overheating, storms are rewriting maps, and humans are still playing battleship like the board can flip over. We keep escalating global conflicts while pretending the planet is watching. Back in Washington, a Trump national security briefing sparks bipartisan concerns on Capitol Hill. Senior aides brief lawmakers on military actions and immigration enforcement travel bans. And somehow everyone leaves more confused than when they arrived. Details are classified, transparency is optional, and accountability is stuck in a holding pattern.
Side deck welfare.
Interesting. It's government chaos delivered via PowerPoint. Half the slides are redacted, the clicker doesn't work, and trust us, doing most of the heavy lifting. Meanwhile, the economy starts showing signs of fatigue. New data shows manufacturing and services slowing as inflation and tariffs continue squeezing consumers. Holiday spending softens, recession fears creep back in, and officials describe the situation as cooling, which is economist for please stop asking follow-up questions. Damn it.
Cooling like a fever.
A hot one, baby. Unemployment rises both in US and in the UK. Jobs disappear, interest rate cuts get floated, and workers are told to stay patient, which is impressive because patience doesn't ever cover rent or groceries.
Inflation never clocked out, sorry.
Zoom out, and instability is everywhere. Asia, Europe, Latin America, trade disputes, elections, sanctions, ceasefires that feel more like pauses than peace. No single explosion, just everything, vibrating at once like a system begging to be unplugged. Humanitarian systems weaken as funding drops. More displacement, fewer safety nets, donor fatigue setting in. We break the world, lose the receipt, and then argue about it, responsibly while people sleep in tents. Oil tensions flare again as Venezuela accuses Caribbean neighbors of cooperating with U.S. seizures. Regional spillover risks rise. Pirate economics, modern edition. No eye patches, just press conferences. And the Ukraine. The Russian war grinds on, and infrastructure strikes incremental territorial shifts. Diplomacy frozen. That conflict is the world's worst autoplay, and nobody can find the remote. At least one negotiation landed. Mexico agrees to deliver 202,000 acre-feet of water under a 1944 treaty. Critical for agriculture in the U.S. Southwest. So they can grow more stuff and then, I guess, pick it. I don't know. I'm confused. But anyways.
And Earth vetoes it.
Vetoes what?
Water from 1945.
Oh, yeah, they could. That would be quite parching.
Speaking of that.
Exactly. Unless the planet changes its mind. Even education headlines reflect the chaos now. Kids are absorbing nonstop global instability as baseline reality. Homework includes geopolitics. Recess feels optional.
Future starts early.
Does it?
Yeah.
Well, before humans completely finish stressing themselves into extinction, let's reset the only creatures handing the holidays honestly. Animals. In Alaska, a moose eats Christmas decorations like it found a seasonal salad bar. Lights, ornaments, garland, and 1,000 pounds of nature saying, this is food now. Glitter was a mistake. In Colorado, a bear breaks into a cabin and opens wrapped Christmas gifts. Opens them. That's not wildlife. That's a porch pirate with fur and patience.
Respect presentations.
In Norway, reindeer halt traffic. When humans do it, it's congestion. When reindeer do it, it's a Hallmark movie with horns. A goat eats an entire Christmas tree off the roof of a car, not nibbling, commenting like AI Atlas, straight down his gullet. That goat saw your holiday spirit and said, bet, dude.
Organic review.
A penguin body nobody checks. An aquarium Christmas tree into submission. So, that's interesting. No motive, no remorse. Penguins enforce joy physically. A squirrel steals an entire string of lights, confirming squirrels are just raccoons with better PR. And a dog eats an entire Christmas dinner, turkey sides, everything. Either tragic or the most successful holiday any of us will have. An owl gets tangled in Christmas tree netting, the only one who tried to opt out and still got dragged in.
Relatable.
Yeah. All right. No reset, no breath. Here's reality moving faster than we can process it. An Italian town is now finding residents. Oh, yeah. This is the quick flash lightning round. I forgot to put my full stop in there. Ladies and gentlemen, give us just a moment while I hand the remote over to Chris and we get ready to say ding ding. This is the part of the headline news dive where I take a news dive myself and hand Chris the remote. And for some reason, don't press play. For some reason, hand it to him too early because he decided to press play without doing anything. And now that he makes sense and knows what he's doing, I'll get back to the segment here. So, now that we've gone through all of that, for no reason, ding fucking ding. An Italian town is now fining residents for leaving Christmas decorations up too long because they are apparently in 2025 the real apparently real public order is joy understating its welcome. Inflation's crushing families, wars are everywhere, but thank God someone's finally cracked down on a butt face that doesn't know what the fuck he's doing over here.
No, I don't.
Plastic Santa with a commitment issue and a courthouse shuts down after the... Dude, go to break. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get this straight. Christmas Vacation wasn't a comedy. It was training videos we ignored. Clark Griswold wasn't spiraling because he was unlucky. He spiraled because he believed Christmas was supposed to work. And that's the mistake every adult makes every December. Thinking this system can handle joy. So let's count it down. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it's holiday hazards. So, let's get started. We made a nice countdown for you. Starting with number 10, pre-Christmas gift returns. We're returning gifts before Christmas now, not after, before. Backup gifts, emergency receipts, gift cards like apology notes. Nobody's trying to surprise anybody. We're trying to avoid silence.
That's not shopping, that's hostage negotiations. All right. If you think free returning gifts saves Christmas morning gifts reaction fails.
That's number 3. So number 3 is Christmas morning gifts reaction fails. And Chris got it right. He nailed it right on the Christmas head. And they pause after, you know the people, the ones that pause after they open a gift. That's the truth escaping. Kids blinking, adults smiling like the Wi-Fi cut out. Everyone doing internal math. Can I exchange this without hurting feelings?
That silence lasts for longer than most marriages. And if you think disappointment ends once, the wrapping paper gone.
Number 8, Airbnb holiday rental failures. You book a cozy winter retreat. Heat dies. Host vanishes. Customer support needs prayers. Now you're learning HVAC basics and socks.
Cozy just means legally inhabitable.
And if you think leaving the house will calm things down, number 7, holiday shopping, parking lot fights. My favorite. Peace on Earth officially ends in the Target parking lot. Grown adults circling like sharks for a spot, honking like it's the constitutional right. Police showing up over toys made for children.
Nothing says season of the giving like a vehicular rage. And if you think shopping is a part of the what, and wait until travel.
All right, we're gonna wait until travel. This is my second favorite. So, number 6, TSA staffing shortages and line collapses. Shoes off, belt gone, bag searched, flight missed. Anyways, you move 6 inches every 10 minutes while your boarding time evaporates in real time.
Security theater starring you crying. And if you think that's the worst part of lying,
Flying. Number 5, airline quiet. Delaying flights. I don't know why they do that, but they do. Right on time, too. Airlines don't cancel flights, they slowly kill them. 10-minute delays stacked like pancakes. Crew availability. You're not traveling, you're being emotionally prepared for disappointment.
they don't ground planes, they ground hope. And if you think delays are bad, add weather.
Number 4, early winter storm travel traps. Into a residency, snow turns visits into standoffs. Roads close, flights vanish. The quick trip quietly upgrades.
Congrats. You live here now. And if you think staying longer won't hurt,
Number 3, weather forced extended family stays. Emergency services stay put. They don't mention how fast politeness expires indoors. Small talk rots, old arguments thaw, the couch becomes parole.
I've seen prisons documentaries where better exits and with better exits. And if you think family tensions peaks there,
Number 2, Christmas dinner political blow-ups. One drink, one comment. Suddenly global conflicts are being debated over mashed potatoes. Someone's yelling, someone's crying, someone's trying to pass the gravy without eye contact.
the table needs a referee and a fire extinguisher. And if you think the chaos stays indoors,
We finally get to number 1. Finally. Number 1, holiday stress-induced public meltdowns. Airports, stores, highways, everyone's inconvenience stays from snapping stress. Money, crowds, deadlines, all compressed into one jiggling month. Christmas doesn't make crazy, it removes the filter. Speaking of filter,
seasonal affective disorder.
with Wi-Fi. So,
Oh,
that being said, Clark Griswold wasn't unlucky. He wasn't the holiday. He wasn't early. This is the holiday season. It's a pressure test for adults with bills, families, and diminishing patience. If you're exhausted, irritated, and questioning humanity, congratulations, you're paying attention.
survival counts as holiday spirit now.
So, if this hit subscribe before the algorithm, Christmas hits too. Drop a comment, tell us which hazard you got this year. Share this with the family. Remember who definitely needs to hear it. But we're not done. More chaos on the other side. Hit that tunes, Chris. We'll be right back.
Oh, sorry.
Seriously, stop. If you've been on the internet today, you've already seen something that made you stare at your phone like, yeah, Species had a good run. Not a bad run, a good run. But we're doing victory laps around the dumbest ideas imaginable.
Deadpan. I checked, we peaked at a dial-up.
Welcome to the turn, where the internet didn't break, it got exactly what it wanted. Faster dopamine, lower standards, louder idiots. While you were gone, someone cried into a ring light, called it growth, sold merch, and the algorithm clapped like it trained a seal that just heard how to monetize trauma. And somehow you're the problem for noticing. But before we go any further, hit subscribe right now. Don't wait, don't think. Do it before any influencer fake apologizes their way into a sponsorship, a documentary, and a speaking tour called Accountability. My truth this week is social media emotional stability has officially lost its blue check. TikTok decided the highest form of content is talent, comedy, or ideas. It's grown adults crying in their cars, whispering about healing, and it's always a car because nothing says inner peace like filming yourself emotionally unraveling next to a Taco Bell. If you film yourself crying, add captions, you're not healing, okay? You're auditioning. Every video starts with, I wasn't going to post this, which is wild because nothing says hesitation like a tripod, perfect lighting, subtitles, and a backup take. That's not vulnerability, ladies and gentlemen. That's a soft launch of a breakdown. Instagram stayed committed to pursuing soft life influencers, people with unlimited money, explaining that peace comes from slow mornings, oat milk, and not having a real job, apparently. Inner peace is easier when your bank account is doing yoga. Nothing screams enlightenment like a $9,000 couch, a beige outfit, and a caption that says, rest. It's resistance. Rest isn't revolutionary, it's expensive. You're not healed, you're insulated.
I rested once. My landlord called it late rent.
I've heard that before. Over on YouTube Shorts, everyone became a body language expert overnight. Suddenly scratching your nose means you're a narcissist. Crossing your arms means you're abusive. And blinking too much means you're lying. We used to diagnose people with degrees. Now we do it with hoodies and a ring light. No, he's not toxic. He's itchy. If these experts were real, TSA would have hired them by now and airports would be empty. X, formerly Twitter, currently an emotional bar fight behind a gas station, spent the week outraged about something nobody will remember on Friday. Every day on that app feels like a civil war over a typo. Half the platform was screaming, the other half was screaming about the screaming, and the rest were bots asking you if you want crypto advice. Every take was framed like a moral emergency. Relax, it's a trending topic, not the fall of civilization. Although it's flirting with it. Then came the apology videos. The deep sigh, the pause, the dramatic eye contact. They're about to confess to war crimes. I take full accountability. Immediately followed by a paragraph explaining why it's actually everyone else's fault. Nothing says sincere like monetizing your downfall in 4K and turning comments off. If you were really sorry, you wouldn't be uploading on schedule. You wouldn't have an editor. We also got another wave of pranks where the jokes is just harassing strangers until security shows up. Congratulations. You didn't create comedy, you created a liability. Comedy used to require timing, wit, and risk. Now it's just yelling, it's a prank. And that's a legal defense. If your punchline requires a lawyer, it wasn't funny.
If you have to explain it, it wasn't funny.
Heard that. Pro tip, ladies and gentlemen, just the tip.
Just
Fitness influencers had a monster week too, explaining that discipline is easy if you wake up at 4 a.m., drink salt water, and stare at the sun and ignore your family until incredible advice. Yeah, that's great. Very sustainable. Nothing motivates normal people like being shamed by someone whose job is flexing in mirrors. These people don't have routines, they have branding strategies. If discipline were that simple, we'd all look like geek statues and nobody would own sweatpants. And of course, all stop. Flooded every platform. Fake songs, fake podcasts, fake basses, shared confidently by people who didn't check if any of it was real. Don't fact check anymore. It's stupid, I promise. No, I'm just joking. Please fact check. It's real. We check vibes, but it feels truly emotional. It's true. That's not progress. That's medieval humor. Culture with Wi-Fi. We used to fear misinformation. Now we share it proudly with captions. Thoughts?
I don't think the internet is broken. I think it's doing exactly what humans trained it to do.
That's the problem. Loud wins, calm loses, nuance gets blurred, and everyone blames the algorithm like it forced them to post nonsense at gunpoint. No, the algorithm didn't make you do that. You did that repeatedly with captions. The algorithm is just holding up a mirror and going,
Ah,
good Lord, this is you. This is the problem with people nowadays. They don't know where to find buttons on phone that mean done. So if you're irritated right now, good. That means your brain still works. If you're offended, even better. That means this segment found you and your conscience still works. The internet doesn't need more content. It needs fewer adults behaving like unsupervised toddlers with Wi-Fi. This isn't about being old school. It's about having standards. It's about remembering that every thought needs a platform. Not every feeling needs a monetization, and not every meltdown deserves applause. Somewhere along the way, we confused attention with value and volume with truth. So, that being said, hit subscribe. If you're done pretending this is normal, drop a comment. If you've ever closed an app and thought, yeah, I need a shower after that. Share this with a friend who sends your unhinged clips and says, you gotta see this because misery loves company and accountability loves witnesses.
we're not logging off. We're just judging harder.
Don't move. We'll be right back. We will. Because coming up next, the stupidity stops being viral and starts running things. This is The Turn. Next up, we have The Turntable, where Chris takes the lead and learns to read. Welcome back to The Turn, where the truth hits harder than the headlines, and the entertainment industry keeps insisting it's shocked by problems it engineered itself. All right, reset your expectations. This isn't a celebrity fluff. This isn't fan gossip. This is the part of the show where pop cultures collide and reality and loses its impact. Let's head into it.
All right, welcome to the turntable. This is where music, movies, and celebrity culture stop pretending they're harmless. Distractions start showing their teeth, and this week, there is no easy info into the headlines. One story swallowed the entire entertainment news cycle, and I didn't come with a soundtrack or a red carpet. Let's start here. The Rob Reiner family case dominated entertainment news this week. Every major network, every scroll, every feed, same name, same footage, some urgent tone. Same urgent tone, sorry.
And notice how fast it stopped being reported like news and started being treated like an event.
Panels before clarity, speculations before restraint, everyone racing to frame the story before its facts. Loading. What happened? Oh, sorry. This wasn't quiet coverage. This wasn't measured coverage. This was a tragedy turned into programming.
Legacy talk started immediately. Political angles crept in. Hot takes were rolling before anyone stopped to ask whether maybe, just maybe, this didn't need to be a countdown clock.
Because modern media doesn't ask, is this ready? It asks, can we keep people watching? Oh, wow.
And the internet did what it always does. Half-read, half-read headlines, full confidence, zero patience.
Everyone suddenly, an investigator, a lawyer, and a moral authority from their couch. Now, while the story dominated the cycle, the rest of Hollywood kept tripping over itself like nothing happened.
Right on cue. California rolled out expanded tax incentives to keep film and TV producers from fleeing the state.
Hollywood's begging Hollywood not to leave Hollywood, using taxpayers' money.
Same industry that we can burn $200 million on a reboot nobody asked for,
but suddenly needs coupons to stay loyal.
That's not strategy. That's panic with a studio logo.
And while the industry's asking for help, awards season quietly started warming up.
Happening. Early trophies, music and media awards, prestige honors nobody outside the industry knew were.
Hollywood's given itself a gold star. Content you haven't seen yet.
Getting better, Chris. Chris is still learning to read, ladies and gentlemen. Award season is the industry whispering, please respect us, right after chasing clicks like everyone else.
Meanwhile, overseas, the BBC managed to anger musicians by quitting
Cutting.
specialist music programming in a favor of border safer formats.
Translation, less passion, more playlist.
Less risk, more background noise.
Same story everywhere. Culture flattened, edges sanded down, everything optimized for engagement instead of meaning.
So stack it all together, and a real tragedy becomes nonstop content. An industry addicted to attention can't stop refreshing. And the art of keeping or keeps getting treated like a data point. Sorry.
Hollywood doesn't ask, should we? It asks how fast we can publish this.
Show business now with fewer rehearsals and more emergency graphics.
And if this is how entertainment handles grief, truth, money, and responsibility,
Then imagine how the rest of the society is doing.
spoiler alert, not great.
Because after the breaks, we're done with Hollywood. Okay.
And heading straight into Wednesday's What the Bleep, where the systems, the people, and the common sense officially fall apart. Stay with us. It only gets worse from here. Cue the music, Chris. We'll be back in 1 minute, ladies and gentlemen. Stay here with us. This is The Turn, and we're here with you. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, like, share, all that stuff. The more you like it, the more people will come see us while we're live. And that's what we want. We're here. We'll be back in 1 minute. All right. Welcome back to The Turn, where the headlines don't calm down, the takes don't age well, and reality keeps filling HR complaints against humanity. All right, it's time for Wednesday's What the Flip? The part of the show where people stop pretending this is a one-off problem and admit something in society is fundamentally broken this week. No headlines, no lists, just one thing that made everyone collectively lose their damn minds. And this week, it's not a scandal, it's not a clip, it's not even a politician. It's why we're polarized in the first place. All right, let's get started. And let's say this plainly because everyone keeps dancing around it. This is why we are polarized. We are polarized because we are no longer arguing inside the same reality. We're not disagreeing on opinions. We're disagreeing on what the hell liberal democracy even is anymore. And whether it's broken, fake, or being weaponized. Liberal democracy used to mean shared rules, shared facts, and disagreement inside the system. Now it means everyone has their own definition, and everyone thinks their version is the only one under attack. That's why liberal democracy and its critics are screaming past each other. One side says liberal democracy is fragile and being dismantled. The other side says liberal democracy is a scam run by elites who never ask permission. Same country, same constitution, same system, completely different diagnosis. And both sides are convinced the other side is existential threat. And right in the middle, the confusion, it's Congress, America's most misunderstood roommate. People yell that Congress has unlimited power, then they yell that Congress is useless. Nobody actually knows the difference between the expressed powers of Congress and the limited powers of Congress. But everyone talks about it like they passed the bar exam on TikTok. Expressed powers of Congress are the ones written down. Implied powers are the ones necessary to make the written ones actually work. That used to be basic civics. You remember the guy with the thing that sat on the Constitution that sang the song? You know about the U.S. Constitution. He was dressed like a note. They don't show him anymore. That's why people don't know. Okay? They used to show that to children so children would understand when they get older. Okay? Now it's vibes, deepening on who you ask. Implied powers either mean necessary flexibility or proof we lived. It's proof we live in a dictatorship. Same clause, opposite conclusions. That conclusion alone explains half the image online. But here's the real problem. Nobody wants to say out loud. We're just polarized. Politically, we're polarized perceptually. We're all running reality through 3 polarized filters, and those filters create a creepy quantum effect, where facts behave differently depending on who's observing them. One filter turns everything blue, democracy is under siege, institutions must be protected at all costs, and decent feels dangerous. Another filter turns everything red. Institutions are corrupt, power is illegitimate, and democracy feels like a costume party for control. Then there's the third filter, the creepy one, the one that makes people stop believing in anything at all. That filter says nothing is real. Everyone's lying. Truth is subjective, and the loudest voice wins. Same event, same law, same vote in Congress, 3 completely different realities. Political quantum mechanics. The moment you observe the system through your filter, the outcome collapses through the version you already believe. And once that happens, no conversation crosses universes. That's why we are polarized. Not because people disagree, but because liberal democracy requires shared reality. And we replaced it with algorithm-fed perception. We don't debate policies anymore. We debate whether the system itself is legitimate. We don't argue about laws. We argue about whether Congress had the right to exist when it disagrees with us. We want democracy, but only when it produces our outcome. We want checks and balances, but only the other side. We want the expressed powers enforced, the implied powers ignored, or the implied powers expanded and the expressed ones reinterpreted, depending on whose team benefits that week. And the critics of liberal democracy are thriving in that chaos because confusion wakes the system faster than opposition ever could. When nobody agrees on what democracy is, every loss feels like theft, and every win feels like temporary. So no, this isn't left versus right anymore. It's reality versus distortion, physics versus vibes, governance versus performance art. And until people take off the least one of those polarizing filters, this creepy quantum effect keeps running the country. That's Wednesday's What the Flip! And now, let's take this straight into the closing segment, because if we don't laugh at how broken this feels, we're just gonna keep yelling into 3 different realities like that's working. You know what always gets me at the end of these episodes? It's not the chaos, it's not the headlines, it's not even the fact that every week feels like the universe spun a wheel labeled, let's see how much humans can handle. It's now predictable. It is in all of us. We just spent an entire episode watching people argue past each other, scream into their preferred echo chambers, and treat basic reality like it's a term of service agreement nobody actually read. Everyone's convinced their side is the reasonable one. Their outrage is justified, and their version of events is the only one that counts. And yet, somehow, We're all reacting to the same damn world. Same economy, same technology, same headlines, same distractions, same slow motion train wreck we keep calling normal. We joked about it all, we roasted it, we poked holes in it, but underneath all of that, through the line, it's simple. People don't want truth anymore. They want validation with better lighting. We've turned disagreement into identity because confusion is turned into confidence and ignorance into a personality trait. Everyone's loud, nobody's listening, and somehow the people asking the fewest questions are the most certain they're right. That's the real punchline, because while we're busy fighting over which side is worse, the bigger problem keeps skating right past us, unchecked, unchallenged, and very comfortable with the chaos. History doesn't collapse with a bang. It collapses with applause from people who think they're winning. So if tonight felt uncomfortable, good. That means something still works, like maybe your conscience. This show isn't here to tell you what to think. It's here to remind you to think of it all, especially when the noise is loud, the narratives are clean, and the answers are pre-packaged. Certainty is easy. Honesty takes work. If this episode hit, share it with someone who disagrees with you, not to argue, just to compare notes. If you laughed, hit like. If you thought, subscribe. And if you're tired of being talked at instead of talked to, you're in the right place. This is the turn, where we don't spin the chaos, we point at it. Name it, and let you decide what to do next. We will see you next time. Thank you very much. Anybody who watched, and anybody who spent their time here with Robert Peel and
Metal Chris.
we love you guys.
Good
Thanks.
night.